Coming to you direct from Silencer Shop Studios, home of the Glass Case of Emotion.
SilencerShop.com, the easiest way to buy silencers online, period.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
All right, let's go ahead and... Is this thing on? Is this black carbon steel microphone on?
It is.
Okay. All right. So, interesting news from the world of Gozer. Apparently, Ruger has discontinued the Mark III pistol series. And they're going strictly with the Mark IV pistol series. And I'm sure that some people are sad about that. But I believe that the Mark IV is probably... Well, I don't know. The jury's still out, but I know this. It's a whole lot easier to disassemble and clean. So if you've ever tried to take apart a Ruger Mark III or II or I blast off, if you've ever tried to take apart any of those guns, you can take them apart. And that's not the problem. The taking them apart isn't the issue. It's the putting it in a brown paper sack and carrying it to the gun shop and asking the gunsmith to help you put it back together. That's where I've been in gun shops when women walked in with brown paper sacks full of disassembled gun parts and asked if anyone knew how to put that thing back together. And the woman brought it in because her husband was too embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the woman who disassembled. It was the husband, and he was so ashamed of himself for not being able to put it back together. That's I'm not even joking. That is an absolute truth. And the first time that I ever saw that, the weapon in question was a Beretta 92 or an M9, which is really not that hard to put back together, but they couldn't figure it out. So,
well, why didn't they just look on YouTube?
That was way before YouTube. This was way before YouTube. I don't think we had YouTube in 1987.
Oh, you didn't? That's too bad. What did you guys do? Did you have figure stuff out on your own?
Yeah, we had to watch television and read books and stuff like that. We had VCR tapes. All right, welcome to Holy Crap! Is it Wednesday's show? Well, welcome to Wednesday's show. And I told you guys yesterday, I promised you, that we would discuss more Yuletide cheer, and we would talk more about Christmas and Christmas movies. And this one right here, the music that Jared is about to play, this is the theme song, the opening music from one of my favorite Christmas movies, and I wanted to share it with you today.
It's that time. Christmas time is here. Everybody knows there's not a better time of year. Hear that sleigh. Santa's on his way. Hip, hip, hooray for Christmas vacation. Got a ton of stuff to celebrate. Wait and see this Christmas vacation. This old house sure is looking good. Got ourselves the finest snowman in the neighborhood. Ain't it fun? Always on the run. That's how it's done on Christmas vacation. Let's go let the hose and light the lights. Get a toasty fire burning bright. Give me the warmest welcome back.
All right, for those of you who don't know, for some crazy reason, that is the opening theme song music from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Yes, starring Chevy Chase as Clark W. Griswold. And what a great movie that was. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go out on a limb here. And now the original Vacation, National Lampoon's Vacation, with Clark W. Griswold and the Griswold clan and the family truckster going across to Wally World. That is a classic. I saw that movie. You know where I saw that movie, Jared? At the Worcester, what did they call that? It was the Twin Cinemas, the Worcester Lyric Twin Cinemas in
Downtown?
Worcester, Ohio. Yeah, that's right. No, well, not downtown, not on Main Street. That one was closed long before. That theater was closed before I started going to movies up there. But the Lyric Twin Cinemas. Well, see, your thought of downtown and my thought of downtown are different.
Downtown for me was like, you know where the Best Western was?
Yeah.
Like around that area.
Okay, all right, yeah. Like not on Liberty Street. Wasn't on, not the movie theater on Liberty Street that they turned into a bar and then they turned into nothing. No, the Lyric Twin Cinemas. They had not one, but two movie theaters. You could go to the one on the left or the one on the right. That's fancy stuff right there, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what. But I saw National Lampoon's Vacation there. Now, they made a whole bunch of them. They made a European Vacation, they made a Vegas Vacation, and then they did a reboot with that Ed guy, Ed Helms from the Hangover shows and The Office and so forth. But the first one, the original one, I'm going to go ahead and say that's the classic. Okay, it set the tone. Then European Vacation was kind of, it was okay. It wasn't great. But National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is one to be proud of. There are so many one-liners in that. You have Randy Quaid as Cousin Eddie. Got a little bit of Mississippi Leghound in him. It's best just, if he lays into you, it's best just let him finish. With the and I can't even say what he's standing out there drinking a beer in the morning, emptying the septic toilet. But what does he say? I can't say it on the family friendly version.
That's too bad.
Randy Quaid as Cousin Eddie is a meme for the ages. So many good actors in that movie, but that song right there. What's that squeaking noise? And then that little kid grew up to be on television. Did you know that, Jared? Did you realize that? Are you hip to that? The son, Rusty, the son, and the...
What did he do on TV?
He's in The Big Bang Theory.
Nope, I didn't know that.
He's the guy with the glasses in The Big Bang Theory.
I don't watch Big Bang Theory, so...
I don't either, but I know that that's the case.
I haven't yet. I don't know. I've heard it's pretty good.
It's schlock.
Oh, okay.
It's very, very typical network television sitcom schlock. It's not that great, but
I've been watching a show called Castle.
Castle.
Yeah, it's basically like a murder mystery
Frank?
type thing.
No, not Frank Castle.
Yeah, Frank Castle. And I learned on this show that shotguns have, oh crap, what did they say?
Bullets.
Oh, they have hollow points.
Oh, you
shotgun
can shoot
shells
with
have hollow points.
Hollow point shotgun shells?
Yep. And then pistols have slugs. And what else did I learn? Oh, I learned that you're supposed to hug your cover.
Hug your cover?
Yeah, hug it. And then I think that's all I've learned so far, but I'm sure there's going to be more.
Well, because the writers learned everything about guns and firearms from watching television.
Yeah.
From watching old detective shows from
Yeah.
the 70s. That's how they use the term slug.
Oh, yeah. I
I
also
shot him with a
learned-
slug from a 45.
Yeah, I also learned that when you're a cop, you don't carry one in the chamber. You pull it out and then you rack it to
Every
to pull it
time,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, every time. It's
Even after you've already shot it a bunch,
Yeah.
then you reach up and you grab it, you do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
I think that's pretty much all I've. Oh, when you go into a room, when you're clearing a room, you point your gun at your friend's back.
Well, of course. Duh.
Yeah.
That way you know his back is clear.
It's all great knowledge.
His back is clear. I was like, where they're making their lock and loading their shotguns, and they're like, they're like, you gotta pump it 10 times.
Yeah.
You gotta pump the shotgun 10 times.
It's the writers are really good at their murder mystery writing because I cannot
But their
predict the
tactical
show.
stuff's not good.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's just
their
it's
tactical
nonsense.
stuff isn't.
Yeah. I love it when you watch a movie where the guy's got a pump action shotgun and he like chambers around and he goes pow and he does it again and then he walks into another room and before he fires another shot he goes pow. So like he pumps it like 3 times for every shot, you know.
Well, he doesn't need all those shells.
And miraculously enough, shells don't just like fly out of the gun. And they never do that. Shells never eject from shotguns.
Well, if you can't do it with 2, you probably can't do it all. So.
That's right.
You don't need those extra 6 in that 2. You just
Have you guys ever noticed that in most TV shows, when if they go all the way back, old school pump action shotgun, almost never will anything ever come out of the gun when they're racking and jacking and pumping it. That's crazy. Whatever. You don't expect. What do you expect?
I will give him this, though. In the most recent episode that I watched, I think it was yesterday, one of the... Well, I don't want to give away too much just in case some of you guys are watching it, but...
The butler did it.
Yeah, one of the... Well, that might be one of the episodes, yeah. But
really? The butler did it? That was in one of the episodes?
Yeah, but...
oh, no. Oh, no.
One of the police officers got shot at one point in the career. And so one of the
in
other
his career,
and yeah, and this other chick, this dude basically he took her to the evidence room, handed her the rifle that she got shot with, and he said that here, this is just a tool. It's like it's not the gun's fault that you got shot. I was like, wow, they're not like PC Hollywood. And then some of the other stuff they do, I'm like, really, guys, come on.
Did they run dental floss through the bullet hole to tie off the artery?
Yeah.
I put a tourniquet on, but it wasn't tight enough. I did my best. I put a tourniquet on, but I didn't tighten it down too tight because I didn't want her to lose her arm, and so she sat there and bled out of her brachial artery for 15 minutes and didn't die.
Yeah, speaking of that, another thing that I learned is that the best thing to do after you shoot somebody or get shot is to do CPR on that person.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
to save their life.
Oh, that's how you save people's lives. You ventilate them, you put holes in them, and then you jump on their chest and push up and down a whole bunch of times, really hard.
Yep.
Because CPR. Here's the crazy thing, and we're joking about television and about how television writers don't know what the hell they're talking about. But in the real world, people have been trained. I'm not saying that CPR is a bad thing. Calm down. Don't write me letters.
When you have holes in you, it is.
But yeah, it is. People have been trained to believe that CPR, like, is this magic bring you back from the dead kind of a thing. Like when you guys understand if someone like has a myocardial infarction and their heart stops, that CPR doesn't make their heart start back up again, right? You guys understand that, right?
Yes, it does.
You need electric. You need the guys to come over there with the AED or the paddles or whatever. You need them to do that. But people have this weird, I don't know, like CPR is the magic cure-all for everything. And part of the problem is that what they do is, remember when I said when all you have in your toolbox is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail? And this isn't a medical show, but when all people know is CPR, then that's like their entirety of their medical training. That's what they know. Then every medical problem is a CPR problem. Oh, he has bullet holes in him. I'll do CPR because I don't know why I'm doing that, but that's what's in my toolbox is CPR and nothing else. So there you go. All right. Today, but we're not going to talk about medical so much today. Today is Wednesday, and we're going to talk about fighting fitness brought to you by SWAT Fuel. And, of course, we have an official fighting fitness theme song that all of you guys like. You should like it.
Physically fit, woman, physically fit, woman, nice, sweet, fantastic, big body out in the big Titanic, woman, nice, sweet, energetic, big body out in the big Titanic, woman, nice, sweet, fantastic, big body out in the big Titanic, woman, nice, sweet, fantastic, big body out in the big Titanic, I like to move it, I like to move it, I like to move it, I like to
Truckers, I'm going to talk to you today. If you're not a trucker, you can either skip this part, fast forward through it, or go listen to a past Fighting Fitness episode. I've had a lot of questions recently about I'm a trucker and how do I basically take care of my body.
The letters
on the
start,
road.
I'm a trucker.
Yeah.
You're not a trucker.
No, I'm not a trucker.
Okay.
I am definitely not a trucker. I don't know how you guys do it.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay. You're killing me over here.
All right, go ahead. So truckers
I've
write you letters.
Yes, truckers
and say,
have written me letters saying that they're a trucker. Is that easy to understand? Is that
Yeah,
easy
there you
enough
go.
for you? And they are having a hard time taking care of themselves because they're sitting in a truck for hours on end and they don't have time to go to the gym. And what I will say is you do have time to work out. You don't have to go to a gym to work out. So what I'm going to task you to do is every time you stop to eat, earn your meal before you eat it. And you can do that I've had people ask me, how do I do that? Well, you've got this long truck, right? You go to the front of your truck, get out of your truck, okay, go to the front of it. Now, sprint to the back. Okay, now turn around and sprint to the front. Now turn around again and sprint to the back. That is called working out. So you can do that anywhere. You stop, park your truck, get out of your truck, do 10 sprints, do 10 squats, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and then you repeat that until you feel like you've earned your meal, and then go eat your meal and get back in your truck and go. Now, if you do that every time, 15, 30 minutes a day, that's all you need for working out. So if you do that, I bet it'll take you 15 minutes to do 10 sprints, 10 push-ups, 10 squats, 10 sit-ups, and then maybe do like 2 or 3 sets. That'll take you 15 minutes. You do that 3 times a day because you're going to eat at least 3 times a day.
Right.
Yeah. And stop loading up on the chips. Throw those bags of chips away.
Eat what do you call it? Sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds or almonds.
Well, sunflower seeds take a long time. Sunflower seeds are like more physical activity for your mouth than they are actual food.
Yeah.
You're just doing something. Somebody told me that was a trick somebody told me years ago. I mean, holy crap. I don't know how long ago it was. It was years and years and years ago. But they said that for like really boring long car drives when you're driving, they said eat sunflower seeds. They said it's not so much you're eating something, but you're actually like doing something, and it just like, I don't know, keeps you from falling asleep or whatever.
And what I want you guys to think about, instead of saying that you don't have time to work out or you don't have time to go to the gym or whatever, think that it's going to cost you more in the long run. Maybe not monetarily, but it'll cost you more in your physical fitness to not do it now than it would to wait and do it later.
Yeah. Put a kettlebell in your truck.
Yep.
Watch Jared's videos. Watch the if you didn't watch season 6 Fighting Fitness episodes, you should. You guys can do that if you have Apple TV or Roku player. You want to treat your family to something cool this Christmas? Buy them an Apple TV or player or a Roku player if you don't have an Apple account. Get them a Roku player. And you can watch Student of the Gun on demand all the time. You can watch Fighting Fitness, and Jared and Alex will give you little 5-minute how-tos every week. And you can put those in your pocket and take them with you. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty cool. Yep. You know what I saw when we were heading over to, where was it? We were outside of Baton Rouge in Louisiana. We pulled into a truck stop gas station. And I parked, and I think you were inside. Yeah, it was one of those. Oh, I know what it was. It was one of those deals where we were heading to Texas and we had a car full of guns. And we like to keep a close eye on our car when they're full of guns and ammo. So I was doing the security and you were inside. Well, a guy pulled up and he got out, parked. He did some stretching over his shoulders, out. And then he got down and he did push-ups.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I came out as he was finishing up.
Oh, that's right.
I got some video of that dude.
Yeah, that was inspirational and motivational. So that was very good. Good job, dude. Wherever you are on planet Earth. Good job. Good job. All right, let's move on to our sponsor, Crossbreed Holsters. Why? Because, well, if you want to carry a gun, if you are desirous of carrying a gun every day, Crossbreed holsters, they can help you out. I guarantee you they can. And something that we talked about on Mark's show, some guys like, oh, I don't know how you guys waistband carry, or I don't know how you carry in a holster over your right hip or your left hip or whatever. I don't know how you do that. It's not comfortable. The gun sticks out. It hangs out away from my body. And I said, number one, do you have a good belt? If you have one of these like little 1-inch, I got it at JCPenney or Sears belts, and then you put a 2-pound gun and holster rig on it, yeah, it's not going to hold it against your body. Yeah, it's going to sag, and it's not going to feel comfortable because it's a cheap belt. That belt wasn't designed to hold any kind of weight. That is a fashion accessory. The ones that you buy at the men's department at JCPenney or Sears or whatever, that is a fashion accessory for your pants. That is not a utility item designed to hold anything up. So if you actually want to hold up a gun, start with a good belt. I bet you. Does Crossbreed have belts, Jared?
Oh, definitely.
I think they do. Yeah. So go to crossbreedholsters.com and check out their belt selection. All right, moving on. Frog Lube. It's green. It's minty fresh. It is a bio-based firearms lubricant that was designed per the request of the U.S. Department of Defense. You say, Paul, why do you say it like that? Well, I say it like that because every week some knucklehead says, derp, derp, derp. And I don't, derp, derp. Shut up and listen to me. The reason Frog Lube exists is because the U.S. military, the Department of Defense, wanted people to submit bio-based non-petroleum lubricant, and so they did it. And there you go, and you can get it, and it is extreme. You can get it from FrogLube.com, or you can get it from Brownells if you feel like it. If you're shopping around, you know what you probably could do, Jared? You could use your Smile.Amazon charities thing and buy Frog Lube from Amazon. Couldn't you?
Yes.
I bet you can. So if you feel like making a charitable contribution to your favorite charity and getting some Frog Lube at the same time, you can go to Amazon and do that. You can do Smile. Is it Smile dot or Smile / Amazon? It's
Smile dot.
It's smile.amazon.com. And you
Star
go in
Treatments
there.
is what we recommend.
Yeah, we do startreatments.org, but you can do whatever you want. You're an American or a New Zealander or a British citizen or a European Union tax slave. You can do whatever you want. Century Arms, the sweetest-smelling arm maker in the U.S. of A. And they're making the C39 V2, which is just, I'm sorry, it's a tank of a gun. The C39 V2 rifle is a tank. It's built like a tank. If you run out of ammo, you can just beat people to death with it or smash down doors. You can do it. I believe that. I think we should just break down some doors with it. What do you think, Jared?
I agree.
I think we should do that. We should just take it and break down doors. But you don't have to break down doors, so you can just shoot it. Go to centuryarms.com to see what they've got cooking, what they've got in store for you. Duracoat. Why? Well, because life is too short to be carrying around or holding an ugly gun. There's no excuse. Now, maybe 5 years ago or 10 or even 3 or 4 years ago, you might have had an excuse to have an ugly gun. But today, thanks to Duracoat's can technology, you no longer have an excuse. The only reason that you have a rusty, dirty, nasty-looking gun is because you're lazy and you don't want to fix it. That is the only reason. It's not because of cost, and it's not because it's not available. So there you go. Go to LauerWeaponry.com and pick up Duracoat products, or you can go to Brownells and pick up Duracoat products. All right. Yesterday we promised you that we were going to play our Sandwich Maker theme song. We have not played this in oh so long. So if you're new to the show, this might be new to you. So perk up your ears, hippies.
Yes, I do the cooking, yes, I do the cleaning. Plus, I keep the nana real sweet for your eating. Yes, you be the boss, and yes, I be respecting whatever that you tell me, cause it's game you be spitting. Oh, best believe that when you need that, I'll provide that. You will always have it. I'll be on deck, keep it in check when you need that.
Oh, man, this is a follow-up from Monday's show. What have I been telling you freaks for weeks now? When liberals, when Democrats, when liberal fascists and socialist psychos, when they lose power, when they lose seats, when they get out, they go even more bananas. They don't self-examine. They're never going to take a moment and say, you know what? At least publicly they won't. In the background, they're like, man, we weren't able to trick the American public well enough. We need to change things so we can trick them more. But they will never admit that they're wrong. It's just that you, the people, are too stupid to listen to them. And they go even more insane when they're out of power than when they're in. And this story here is from Breitbart.com. And it says, Moms Demand founder, this is Nanny Bloomberg's favorite call girl. When Nanny Bloomberg needs some action, he picks up the phone and he calls Shannon, his favorite sandwich maker, because she is his number one call girl. And this is what the founder said. She said, we're not anti-gun, but we oppose law-abiding citizens carrying nationally. What? So, what? The story by A.W.R. Hawkins. Is that pronounced R? Or is that pronounced R? How do you pronounce AWR? Jared, help me out. Is it R?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. The story by R. Hawkins. I tease. I kid. You know who? He's friends with Mark, with Walters up there.
Oh, yeah.
But the story's by A.W.R. Hawkins from 11 December 2016. On December 10th, the Daily Camera. What? There's something called the Daily Camera? Oh, we just gave him a pimp. We just pimped him because I never heard of that thing before. Published an interview wherein the founder of Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America said her group is not anti-gun. No, they're not. They're all for guns for them. When they do a public rally or when they do a public parade or demonstration or whatever, she has armed security because she's not against guns for the ruling class, just for the peasants. You need to understand that gun control is all about who gets to have them. Gun control advocates will never come out and say that the government and the ruling class needs to surrender their fire. No. It's just you silly peasants. It says, she said that they're not anti-gun. They just opposed. This is the insanity of it. They oppose law-abiding citizens being able to carry guns for self-defense nationally. Shannon Watts, our favorite sandwich maker, and we're still waiting. It's still there that if she really wants student of the gun to come to the table and talk about common sense gun control, then all she needs to do is to come to the official student of the gun break room, take off her shoes, and make us sandwiches barefoot. And if she'll do that, we will come to the table and sit down. We'll take her at her word. We'll really think that she's serious if she does that. And that's been out there for, what, a couple of years? Almost?
Yeah, it's been a while.
3 years now. At least 3 years, I'm saying. But I digress. Nanny Bloomberg's favorite call girl was expressing her group's opposition to the national reciprocity for concealed carry legislation that Representative Richard Hudson, Republican North Carolina, plans to introduce once Donald Trump is inaugurated. That legislation will make the concealed carry license of any state valid in every state, thereby opening the door for a permit holder to have his or her gun on them for self-defense in more places. According to the Daily Camera, Watts said that her group supports, quote, common sense gun control and opposes national reciprocity. She made clear that they oppose the reciprocity push because some states have strict gun control, which would be rendered moot by a law that affords national recognition of permits that allow you to carry a gun for self-defense. You want to hear a quote from this sandwich making chick here? I didn't know. It doesn't say whether during the interview she had her shoes on or not. We'll have to dig in further, find that out. But she said some states are incredibly strict. there's never been a federal agreement on what the standard should be, and the NRA wants it to be the lowest common denominator. Oh. What did I tell you? What did I tell you on Monday? What did I tell you, freaks? I told you, freaks, that as this comes closer to being a reality, that they're going to lose their ever-loving minds. Stand by. You're going to hear things about blood in the streets, and people are going to be shooting each other at traffic stops, and it's going to be like the Wild West where everyone carried a gun, and it's going to be anarchy. It's going to be anarchy. Cats and dogs living together. Ah. Oh, liberal fascists are so predictable. They make my job so easy because they're just so predictably insane. All right. Now it's time for me to sip some water and let Alex talk. I don't know does Alex have her shoes on?
No, she's always barefoot in the kitchen.
All right, rock on. Good job. Good job.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a free training video series called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. We want you to have access to this life-saving information. Get instant access now at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of those questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
Oh,
I guess I'll figure out if she listens or not.
Yeah, we'll find out if she listens or not. And I'm guessing the answer is probably no, but you never know. You never know. Hey, so today we're going to talk about the big C word, and that's kind of ironic since we just mentioned Shannon, Nanny Bloomberg's favorite call girl. But it's not the C word that you're thinking of. Get your head out of the gutter. No, the C word that I'm talking about is consistency. Consistency. What does consistency mean? Well, I guess you could be consistent in your errors. You could do things consistently wrong. But what I want you to do and what I recommend is that you do them consistently right. That you do things the correct way all the time. Now, I was on the phone with my friend Shane Iverson, and you guys should know Shane. He's the director of CSAT MTT, which stands for Combat Shooting and Tactics Mobile Training Team, but that's a whole lot of words to say, so we'll just say CSAT MTT. And as I mentioned previously, they are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They actually have a physical range in the DFW area, or they will go to wherever you happen to be on planet Earth and teach classes for you there. But if you are in the DFW area, I actually had a guy. Where were we? Oh, we were up in Camden.
Were you going to say, are you in the DFW?
The DFW
You were
area.
going to say it.
No, where the Farfignugan were we? Where somebody was asking.
Camden, you said?
Yeah, we were with the. Oh, it was Camden because somebody had driven up to Camden from Texas, and they asked. They said, "Oh, I live in Texas, and I was looking for like training that I could just like drive a couple hours to." And I told them, I said that they're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Like, how many cities comprise the DFW area? A lot. There's Keller, and there's I don't know, just tons. Irvine. But anyway, I was having a phone conversation with my friend Sheen, and we were talking.
Sheen?
Oh, Shane, and we were talking about how he had some people come in to take a class, and they had told him, they're like, "Oh no, we've already had previous training," and he's like, "Okay, well let's have a look and see what you guys are doing." And he said they were. Every time they handled their guns, when they started the day, he's like, okay, let's make sure everyone's loaded up. Let's make sure everyone's ready to go. And he said every time they handled their guns, it would be in a different manner. Like, for certain things, they just, like, pull it out and hold it down around their crotchal region and fart with it that way. Or they'd be like reaching up with their thumb and looking for this, and sometimes they would do it this way, and sometimes they would do it that way. And he said, "Man," he goes, he's like, "I realized these guys had like zero consistency. And we had a not a long conversation, but we probably talked for maybe 15 or 20 minutes about that and the importance of consistency and doing things, learning to do it the right way, but it's not enough. I can show you what to do. I can start you out like baby steps. I can show you how to hold your hands. I can show you how to operate the instrument, run the machine. I can tell you where your elbows should be, I can do all of that for you. But then I'm going to walk away from you and I'm not going to be standing there anymore. And it's up to you to discipline yourself to do it right every time. And both Shane and I started out our careers as United States Marines. Now, he went a different direction and I went a different direction, but we both started out as United States Marines in the mid to late 1980s. And on the Marine Corps rifle range, this is something that, when you're young and you think you know things and then you realize you don't, this is what you run into. Like, I was on the range and I realized when they started teaching us that when we loaded our rifles to do our precision long-range marksmanship at 2, 3, and 500 yards, that we loaded each individual round one at a time. Even though it's a magazine-fed gun and it has a 30-round clip sticking out of the bottom of it. But I thought to myself, as a young guy, I'm like, oh, that's not fun. I want to load this magazine all the way up. I'm like, no. They knew what they were doing. And they're like, shut up, Padawan. Just do what you're told. So I paid attention and I did what I was told. And I learned to do it absolutely correctly every single time. So when I would fire a shot, I would take that deep breath. I would come up. I would, do whatever. I would call the shot. We had logbooks. You'd call your shot. If you get anybody's ever done long range shooting, you call your shot. And then I would go through and I would reload and I would do it again and again and again and again, like a machine. And I got to the point where I knew, like literally, I knew if that was a good shot. The millisecond the trigger broke and I felt and I rode the recoil, I knew it was a good shot because I knew I did everything correctly. And I knew that if I did that correctly, those rounds were going to go where they needed to go. They were going to go right into that black bullseye target, 200 yards away, 300 yards away, whatever, 500. I knew it was going to happen because I was consistent and I knew how to do it right. And my question to you guys is this. If you go out on the range and you find that you're not having a good day, you're like, I'm not having a really good day, and or I have good days and bad days, and I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. You're frustrated. You're like, I don't know. Last time I was at the range, man, I was all over it. And this time, I'm just like, forget it. I don't know what. You know why that is? Because you're not being consistent. Because if you don't have a consistent baseline for your performance, if you don't know exactly how you're supposed to perform, and if you don't do that repeatedly, if you don't know what is right, you're never going to know what's wrong. You're never going to know what to fix. You're never going to know how to fix it because if every time you handle your gun, it's a different way. Sometimes you pull the gun out like this. Sometimes you just kind of like hanging around. Sometimes you have like 14 different ways of handling your pistol or your rifle. You have zero consistency. You'll never know how to fix it because you're never doing it right. Or you just do it right occasionally. Well, the whole idea behind launching bullets from pistols and rifles is not to hit the target once in a while or occasionally, but to do it on demand every single time. It kind of sounds like a bearded dude who was out on a rifle range in season 6 of Student on Television. But seriously, folks, the big C word when it comes to rifle and pistol shooting and shotguns too, is consistency. Not just doing it right once in a while, but doing it right every single time. Discipline yourself, do it right, and then you will know. And that is that's my advice for you today. All right, crazies. It is Wednesday, and the bottom of Wednesday's hour it's time for our Brownell's Bullet Points segment. So perk up your ears, freaks. Bam. Build a black rifle for Christmas. That's what I'm telling you. If you want to be the most awesomest dad, or even mom if you're feeling froggy, build your kid a rifle and give it to him for Christmas. And it's not too late. I was actually perusing on the Brownell.com site. Now, it used to be you could buy everything but the lower receiver from Brownell's, but now you can do that too. So you can buy actual serialized gun parts from them. But right now, let's see. I've got it open, and the DPMS AR-15 lower parts kit. That's trigger, pistol grip, safeties, pins, springs, all those little tiny things that you don't want to lose in your rug or in the grass outside. On sale, $44 for an entire strip lower kit. That's righteous, brother and sisters. And let me tell you what, you need every one of those pieces. You do. You do. And it's never a bad idea to have more than one of them. It's never a bad idea to have spare, because unfortunately, when we're building these guns, sometimes we don't pay as close of attention as we should, and we launch little tiny detent pins all over the place, and they end up in the shag carpeting, or we have no idea where they went. I've got one for you. If you don't need the trigger or the pistol grip, Brownell's has an AR-15 parts kit, a lower parts kit that includes all of those pieces and parts, minus the trigger, minus the pistol grip. Because you guys might be thinking, all right, man, I'm going to put a Hogue grip, or I'm going to put an Ergo grip, and I'm going to put, this trigger, that trigger in it, and I don't need all that jazz. $29 for all the other parts, minus the trigger and the pistol grip. So, Jared, did I build you? Testify, brother. Who built you a rifle for Christmas?
You did.
Yeah, I did.
Probably a couple.
And your sister too.
You mean this year? Oh,
no,
I'm glad you
no.
built me a rifle this year. Thank you.
No, he's not getting a rifle for Christmas this year.
You're right. I'm getting a pistol. It's called the Fire Team Leader. It's called Hollywood.
No, you're not getting that.
What?
Sorry, I built that from the ground up.
Yeah, did you?
Suck it. Yes.
Were you there?
I was there when it was born.
There when it happened.
There when it was born. Yep. But no, a lot of you guys have probably seen the Pink Lady AR-15 rifle that I did for my daughter. Put it all together, assembled it, and then Duracoated it pink with white hearts on it because she's a girl. And Jared's got one, and now Jared has one that is a World War II olive drab green. So, yeah, I mean, be an American, man. Be an American. Build a black rifle for Christmas. That's my advice to you guys. And you know what? You know what's great, Jared? Unless you're a slave, you don't need anyone's permission to do it. How great is that? That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, we're 43 minutes into it right now, so that means that I need to close my mouth, or actually I need to open it one more time and tell you, remember this. Merry Christmas, freaks. But in addition to that, you're a beginner once, and you should indeed be a student for life.